Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of So What You Hear. I'm Jay,
I'm Craig.
Tiff.
and we have had an interesting week of football.
It's true.
Half the games were on Thursday.
Yeah.
They spaced it out well. I felt like Sunday, I still felt like I had a good plethora
I
of
did
games.
too.
Yeah, exactly.
Picking games went well.
Very well, yeah. It was very
Like,
predictable
it was
this weekend.
Very in tune.
The only games we got wrong were the ones that we were trying to like, oh, I think this could be this could go.
I
no.
thought the Titans could beat the Commanders.
I
thought like
definitely-
let's. I really did.
I thought, like a true Titans fan, hell
That's
no.
the only game I got wrong with the Titans.
Only game I got wrong was the Ravens Eagles.
Ravens and Eagles. And
We'll
the
talk
Titans.
about that later.
Yeah,
No.
but
Wifey, I told
in
you
a
so.
bunch of I guess not a bunch of suspension. Two
Two big
but-
suspensions.
But a
Still,
big
I
No,
hope
no,
suspension.
no. One suspension is definitely worth it. Is warrants the suspension. The second one is just.
It just nothing about it makes
Yeah.
sense.
the
So
story is weird.
obviously, pretty much everybody has heard Aziz Al Sharir has been suspended 3 games. The suspension was upheld. They appealed it and they didn't
He
go.
totally knocked.
I just
We
don't.
all think it was a late.
It was really
I
late.
mean, and he
It wasn't
aimed
even
for
kind of
his
late.
thing.
It was
But,
really
yeah.
late.
Honestly, I think because he was a repeat offender or he's done it before, that's why he got the 3 games. Because most times sometimes they just do 1 game.
Well,
Yeah.
then that, and then he gets
Well,
in
and
the
then
fight.
yeah, he had to be basically
Yeah,
dragged
true.
off the field.
That's true. Yeah.
So
Like,
that's gonna
So
hold that up. You're gonna
I
get
get it.
more.
It's a very aggressive sport because I'm always very relaxed with the men when it comes to that because they get mad at him. Like I'm not thinking right. I got
Yeah.
blood just
Yeah.
pumping,
But at the
It's a
same
lot.
time, you are a professional, and
But,
that was
like,
really
damn,
late.
you
Yeah.
trying to kill him? Like,
Like, that was really late. Like you
and
definitely
there's
could have
no
moved out the
remorse.
way or
It's
pulled
not
up.
like you see when they do that. Now they the main ones.
Yeah,
like,
like oh shit, my
oh,
bad.
Come on, I knocked them out.
Ooh, that
come
was a
over
little
here.
late.
Like, oh my goodness. It was none of that. It was just like, yeah, I tell your mama,
Screw
say
y'all.
hi,
Like,
get up.
yeah.
Like, damn. Like,
So I mean that makes sense. I kind of saw that coming. I wasn't sure if it was going to be more than 1 game or not, but
yeah, 3.
it makes sense.
Yep.
You know, I see that one. Deontay Johnson has a 1-game suspension.
Yeah, he did. He refused to
He's
go into the Ravens Eagles game.
Like what?
Now, is
Why?
he waiting to get paid or something? Did they
No,
say no?
It's
there's
something like
nothing-
that. He was sued that there was nothing wrong. He participated in practice. Everything was going fine.
And he said he was gonna play, and then when it's time
Yeah.
to get there,
I guess, or,
And he
or
just-
maybe it was the fact that they were. It's probably was because he probably think he's being utilized right.
That
okay,
might be
well,
it,
we
but
can figure
it's
that.
not gonna help.
Yeah.
That
Look
ain't
at Zay
gonna.
Flowers. He ain't complaining. He eating.
Maybe he had like a bad feeling, you know.
I don't know.
Premonition.
I don't know.
I think that could turn into that could be
But,
some
you know,
messy.
he just got
shit.
traded there. I mean, I don't know how long his contract is, but they could easily cut you or
It's a
something.
third trade, ain't it?
Yeah, like
He get moved a lot.
something's going on.
Well,
And Pittsburgh's really
Well-
good at dealing with people, so if they end up moving on, it's like
Well, also honestly, I think the Panthers will know because they realized they could get more for him trying to rebuild because they're still. I don't know. I don't know if he was a problem there too, but who knows?
yeah, we'll see. You'll hear more about it. They're gonna start talking about it. More will come out, and nothing stays quiet.
Yeah.
But we had a really interesting Monday night game.
Yeah.
Started out very boring. It was like, wow, this is
We're going into
very
halftime.
unproductive. But then,
When he had that first pick six, and then he went right back and he scored that touchdown.
yeah,
That was I was like, uh-oh.
and then Bo Nix comes back, and it hits the-
yeah. Oh my goodness.
and it was,
That game was crazy.
and that just comes down to what are the Browns gonna do moving forward?
This year, how long do they have on
Deshaun,
I think Deshaun has like
3 more years.
maybe 2 years left.
Yeah, they had 2 more years. How
I think
much?
it's 2. It's a lot.
It's also his number is really guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I don't see anybody taking him either.
No, 'cause
He's
he's
not
not
like
baby.
trash.
He
He is
has
not-
not
he
played
is-
a full
he
Now
year.
is-
they could try to do a Russell Wilson thing and just be like, screw it,
Okay, who wants him?
take him for whatever you'll take him for. We'll pay his cap because we're gonna pay him it regardless, but we need the roster room.
Base, yeah.
I like what Jameson has changed how that offense functions, and it is way more explosive. And I don't feel it's very talented. Like Njoku's good, but I feel like sometimes he can be a little inconsistent. And outside of that, Judy showed up against Denver. He hasn't done crap the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And,
Like none of their receivers really are anybody that you're like, okay, they're. So then moving into next year, if you're the Browns, I mean, do you try to go get somebody? Do you try to
Well,
go?
they have to. Remember,
Or do you
they
just-
traded Amari Cooper.
Yeah,
Well, the draft is coming up. You can get a rookie and have him sit under Jameson. Because I mean, Jameson is a teacher. He's a
Well,
mentor.
I will say he has that team more motivated than I've seen.
I mean, he's
have you heard him
yeah.
speak?
Of course.
That's
I
why.
mean, that's why, and like he takes lead. He's a really good leader. They follow him
Yeah.
wherever he goes. So I really think that's the difference. I think I'm like Amari Cooper probably went and left if you know what I'm saying. If he had this type of
Yeah.
function going on with the
If
team,
they have Amari Cooper in that game, I think they win.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Because James was able to get that. Because he can throw the deep ball.
yeah.
and
So,
Amari Cooper gets over top of people.
So,
Exactly.
but it would be an opportunity to get the future quarterback and have somebody that you know that can
Yeah,
help them
For
grow.
sure. I mean, James is definitely on the downward side of his career. But it's not to say he can't have like a resurgence like Sam Darnold
Yeah,
or
Joe
anything like
Flacco.
that. Yeah, shoot. Hell, remember, Jared Goff was mediocre, then he got really good.
Yeah.
Like even though he did get the Rams to that Super Bowl, but let's be honest, it was Todd Gurley, and he was throwing here and there.
Yeah,
Todd Gurley
And-
was frying people.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was. I don't know. It definitely can happen. I think they should go with Jameis because Deshaun hasn't been healthy, and he hasn't even when he's been in the game.
It doesn't. He doesn't.
It's not the old Deshaun Jackson of Houston Texans.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Watson. Ugh. But he basically lost it. It's that use it if you lose it. When if you don't use it, it's gone.
Yeah.
He had it, lost
It's
it.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
missing a year.
Fucks
Really, like, you talk
And
about Le'Veon Bell
he's
taking that
never
time
coming
off.
back, yeah.
Yeah.
People getting suspended. Like, losing a year really kills people. Like, it really does.
I don't know. Peyton looked good after a year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's anomalies. There's
Yeah, I
anomalies.
mean, there's always.
That's greatness.
And he didn't look like
Yeah.
Peyton.
No,
Yeah.
that is true. He had to learn how to play a little
Yeah.
bit differently.
Because
That's true.
he couldn't grab the ball right anymore.
Yeah.
So he adjusted to what his. That's still
That
crazy.
is true.
And he still went to Super Bowl, even though he wasn't him that really won. It was that defense, but he got it.
Hey, he did what he had to.
Yeah.
We got embarrassed the first time, and the second
Oh,
time
sure.
that was bad.
I wouldn't say that was embarrassing.
That
Really,
was
Peyton?
like,
That was,
yeah, bro. I love me some Peyton.
43-8, boss. That's for
The safety in the
I wasn't David
beginning.
Buster's in Pittsburgh. Pike safety. After that, I was like, oh,
I was like, this is over.
yeah. I was like, this game's
I
done.
was a jinx that year. When we left, they ended up scoring their touchdown when we left. And I stopped watching. I was a jinx that year.
Yeah,
Like,
he's-
it was bad.
he didn't want her rooting for your team.
It was
She could purposely root for the other team, and the game would turn tides. Like, she could just, like, watch, I'm going to root for the other team for the rest of this game. And, like, the tide would turn.
and he
It's crazy.
fumble and get the ball. It was crazy. It was a really bad. I destroyed Dallas that year.
Yeah.
It was bad.
But
But anyway, I'm sorry, but yeah,
But,
it was bad.
continuing with the AFC North woes.
Yeah, man, the Ravens still just having these problems in big games.
And they'll look good, but it just doesn't.
They can't finish these big
Nothing-
games.
They don't. They show. It's because, like we talked about before this was on, they're not utilizing their running game.
No,
No, they don't.
no, he'll get a big run, and that's it. They're like, well, thanks, buddy,
But-
and
well,
he goes.
Lamar said in his press conference, his mom called him and cursed him out because he wasn't running. He was like, there's plays where he ran around trying to make it with his arm, and it's like,
Go.
if they're not there, run. Like, part of your greatness is that you are an elite passer, but you can get
And then
off.
you have
Like,
two
You're an
of
elite
them.
runner, boss.
Yeah,
Then you have
you
both of
need
them
to-
together. It could be like, with RG when you don't know who has the
Yeah.
ball, and now you had a.
and like, Derrick Henry gets a rhythm, and it's like they're trying to shock the team, so they'll switch up how they're playing. And I'm like, yeah, but that was working. And I've seen them completely kill their own momentum, trying to keep the other team like off
yeah,
balance.
killed her.
And
Yeah.
it also doesn't help that the kicker got the yips.
Tucker.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean, they are really
God.
starting to talk about people being like, they need to get rid of Justin Tucker.
I wouldn't get rid of him just yet because kickers go to this, and as soon as you get rid of him and he goes somewhere else,
Yeah, but that's the thing about kickers. Sometimes they have to go through a whole reset to get it together.
I don't know. You get the first time he started to have any type of issues.
He could do it. It could be like how he left.
We don't do that with Lamar. Shit.
Look, he'll leave the Ravens. He'll go somewhere like Adam Terry.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Strong. I mean, everybody.
Or even like Matt Prater. Matt Prater's been around. He's still been kicking the ball.
Yeah.
Like some people, they lose. I mean, he's getting older. Might not look the same. Might have to kick. I don't know. I'm not a kicker, but he might have to adjust himself. And once he figure out what he doing wrong, and sometimes it's just mental. I've seen
the biggest thing of it.
Yeah, it's mostly mental, but that's again why I was like, sometimes you got to reset.
Man, you just be cutting them like you gotta go.
I'm not necessarily.
It might be because they was playing a really good Philly team. Yeah, somebody.
Look,
I think Philly is more than they seem.
I think Philly keeps getting lucky. They're the NFC's Chiefs.
So even when they beat a good team,
Justin Tucker missed what, like 3 kicks. Yes, that's only 9 points, but that's massive momentum shifters.
Won the game.
And we just talked about how they've been irregularly and they were inefficiently utilizing their run game.
How about this?
And that's how Philly won that game.
How about this? This season, no one really looks their best. No one.
Detroit does. And Buffalo.
Detroit and even Buffalo sometimes, but yeah. But because of that, Philly looks outstanding with what's out there. Yeah. And that's all it takes. One bad Lions game and Philly's going to the Super Bowl. Like it's football. Like and could they get there? They could get there because no one else is showing. Like we got Dallas. Like no, you don't. Like
yeah. I mean, you're
not wrong. You're not wrong. The thing about it is,
I mean, the Bucks, they're getting healthy again. Now that Mike Evans back, they're viable again.
And even when they look good, sometimes they don't. Like
that's true.
Mayfield, Baker start having some issues. Like
let's see. I mean, it's hard to do when you ain't got your people.
Yeah.
Minnesota and Green Bay are still good. Don't know why.
Green Bay's doing what they did last year. They're getting hot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're getting. You can tell they're getting hot at the right time. They're gelling. Jordan Love's really back. He's not like.
And when he starts,
when
he starts going, he go
and Reed, as a gadget player, that boy.
He's getting a lot. They're getting a lot of injuries on their wide receiver core, and that's going to start to hurt him if they can't get that around.
Yeah. Josh Jacobs in the run game, he's been good over there.
Yeah, I've got him in fantasy. He has been phenomenal in the run game over there, which is good because the passing game has been so weirdly inconsistent. Which it's not bad for them. But fantasy wise, because
you have Jordan Love, right?
This week, I have Jordan Love and I've got Dobbs, and so this week Dobbs will put up 30 points, and then next week Dobbs will have 2 points because Wicks will have 35 points, and then the next week it'll be Christian Watson will have 40 points, but everybody else will have nothing. One receiver each week has an amazing day, and the rest of them don't get jack shit. And that kind of sucks. But it works because you don't know who to cover. Yeah. But, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. So, y'all didn't get to see the Hard Knocks for this week, AFC North. Basically, it showed us exactly what we've seen from the Sundays. Mike Tomlin is the best coach. And Cincinnati don't know what the hell they need to do to be better.
Well, that's always scary, the Cincinnati part, when you know you should be a good team.
I mean, you have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow are leading the league in all kinds of stuff.
Losing.
And
yeah,
losing. Yeah.
I am.
They are missing a good run game. Sorry, Chase Brown, but getting rid of Joe Mixon was the biggest mistake they made.
Yeah.
And they didn't do enough to bolster that defense. The defense.
Yeah, they lost 2 great safeties. Over the past 2 seasons, You guys have
and they don't really. Hendricks is not enough of a pass rusher by himself.
You have mismanaged stars. Maybe not even not superstars, but good, decent round. Jesse Bates was good.
Yeah.
You had decent corners. You had decent
Yeah.
But it's the refusal to pay people. Cincinnati's always been that way. And right now you're at the point where. You had a chance to have a 3-headed monster, and you let one walk, and you're about to let T. Higgins is about to walk.
Yep.
So then all you're gonna have
is Jamar, and they're messing around with that contract. They don't know how that's gonna go.
And Gesicki's decent. He's a good number 3.
Yeah, but you got to get a running game.
Yeah, like
it's unfortunate. Take Aston Genty.
They could. There's a whole bunch of teams who want to take him. I can't wait, man. Tennessee's in the CFP.
Yeah. I was thinking the Titans when you said that. I was like, what? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, like I didn't get to see Hard Knocks, but it was you said
it showed it. Yeah, like when Pickens gets thrown down by his helmet on the first play for that pick 6.
Yeah,
he just grabs him and makes him like really like breaks it down and takes care of getting him under control and everything like that.
Okay.
And just you just to see him go through and talk, and then like talking about each team and
calm, and yeah, because he comes off so calm.
It's kind of scary, but it was so good, and they're getting scary. That's a team that people gotta worry about because nobody wants to talk about them, but like.
Yeah, and if they get healthy right now, like they need to, that defense is scary.
That defense is so deep.
There's
so many weapons.
And Najee's starting to come on. They still have Jaylen Warren. And honestly, Mike Williams is there, Pat Freiermuth, and George Pickens.
And Russ is getting.
I'm sorry. Let's not forget about Calvin Austin, has becoming sneaky games.
Yeah, he's becoming one of the top gadget guys in the game.
So like it is.
And Russ is getting into all of. He's just.
And like it's not the Russ that we're used to seeing. This is a new Russ.
I mean, he is and there's a confidence, there's a control over this. They work well together.
Here. You see,
he looks very happy.
You see him. The team is like embracing him. They are all in
because everybody he was a performance team. In Denver, and remember I was like, well, I don't remember anybody saying that bad of things about him in Seattle. Afterwards, everybody got something. Well, you know how that goes. And why didn't you say it before we got here?
This is a problem. Y'all saying this now.
But Pittsburgh is in an emotional place, so they don't care if you're corny. They don't care if you're annoying. They don't care.
If you come to work every day.
If you show up and play and put the work in,
yeah, they care about what's
blue collar, baby.
Yeah, because they were showing Cam Hayward and what's his brother's name?
Oh, other Hayward.
Yeah, I thought that
Casey.
Was like, other Hayward.
Casey.
No. He said other Hayward.
No, they're is it Cam Hayward and his little brother, that's the tight end.
I thought it was Casey, but it's not Casey.
No, it's Casey Hampton. Whatever. Is it James Cameron? No, it's not James Cameron. I can't remember his brother's name, but they were talking because they were doing Thanksgiving during Hard Knocks and stuff, and I mean it's just very like, you could just see Hayward like very like everybody on this team is fine because they play and they do what we need them to. So like, I don't care. This dude's a little weird and Mr. Unlimited.
So what do you think about KC?
Oh, that was robbery.
But
y'all are trash.
How many teams are they gonna rob? I mean, and this is the Raiders. A bad Raiders.
You barely get out of Carolina. No. There was that was a pre-snap penalty.
They barely have gotten out of 6 of the 6 of the 11 of these.
It's crazy.
I've seen the reps come to their aid.
And there's always some shifty call or play at the end of the game. There's always something at the very end.
There's no way that was not a pre-snap penalty. There's no way that was not offsides. Or false start.
Yeah, my problem also is like, this is the worst y'all looked. I swear to you, now if you guys somehow make it to the Super Bowl and you do win, this one has to have a big asterisk for me.
Yeah, if they make it to the Super Bowl, that'd be crazy.
Because I'm gonna be like, how though?
How the hell they did it?
But you know what? I'm gonna refrain from saying it because in the postseason you guys do something different.
Oh, they turn the switches. One
thing, they look completely differently. Because last year I just knew they're gonna be one and done, and it was gonna be over. Because it's the same thing last year.
But it wasn't for all these.
But the regular season, it's like they should be at best like 7-5,
maybe. Yeah.
Like really, or like 6-6 or some shit, like whatever. What was it, 13 games? So like 6-7. Yeah. Like, they should be either barely floating above 500.
Yeah. Which now that, but and with the way the Chargers are playing, and even Denver playing now, I don't know if they make the playoffs if these games aren't BS. Because if their record was what it should be, and they weren't getting help from calls that shouldn't be called or shouldn't have been called the way they were called, yeah, they would not have a record that could stand up with the Chargers or the Broncos.
Yeah, I mean,
we didn't have this, but I just thought about it because Buffalo, they're the first ones. They're in the playoffs. It's official, or whatever. Yeah. If Philly beats Buffalo in the Super Bowl, do you think we have to worry about Buffalo? And how bad do they hate the NFC?
I mean, honestly, Buffalo, who they see in the Super Bowl, if they lose, the whole city's just gonna be on the watch.
Yeah, I mean, now I will say that while I don't normally condone giving Philly championships because somehow they think that one or two adds up to the 3, 4, and 5 that the rest of the division has, but I stamped the Super Bowl against New England because Tom Brady didn't need another one, and I think for the unification of the group, I would stamp Philly beating Buffalo again to be able to say as a unit, we have beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. That would be great.
Like you said,
you can swap stories at little mixer we have.
The second time I beat Buffalo, I think, but I do think
Jim, Josh, Jingleheimer, Smith, don't matter. We beat them all.
We beat them all. I think it'd be crazy. You're stupid. I do though. I think about that. I think it'd be hilarious.
That would be.
I wonder how that would be ridiculous.
Getting beat by an entire division in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't think
winning a Super Bowl.
Oh, well, they don't know that either.
You're right.
They've had more tries.
You're exactly true.
Give me they don't know.
All right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So this Thursday, who played this Thursday?
Packers Lions.
Packers. Oh, that should be really good.
Really good divisional game. Man, if
they're playing in Detroit.
If they Thanksgiving them again, where they beat them, they beat them in Detroit.
Packers have their number no matter who the quarterback is. Yeah. It does not matter. Aaron doesn't have to be there. He loves to,
I mean, the Lions should win this game easily, but it will be a great game.
I think it'll be
it's going to be a very good game, but I mean, it hurt when you get beat by the Packers, when the Packers are a great team and y'all are the Lions. It's got to really hurt if they get beat by the Lions or by the Packers, and they're like the Lions.
Yeah. Now, the only thing, Lions tend to play with their food a little bit.
And the Packers can take advantage of that. I don't think this is
the team that they want to do that with. I think they're going to have to just go ahead and just
put their foot on their neck and go
ahead and just go for the kill.
They'll take
jugular type of thing.
They'll take the air out of the ball, or it'll be, oh crap, they scored really quick twice. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're a little bit more methodical. Sometimes they do have their, oh man, he just broke for 80 yards. Those do happen, but sometimes it's more run. Cross the middle, like shallow 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Puts them in third and manageable. Stuff like that. So,
but having that ability to turn and just, all right, we'll score 2 plays in. That it does help. And that's what I think can make it. Sometimes offensively, the Lions kind of stub their own toes. They get a little off kilter.
Yeah.
It just doesn't move at times in the game. And Green Bay's the kind of team that can put 3-4 touchdowns in a quarter that you're not quite there. So they're gonna need to keep constant progression all the way across.
I think it's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
So I think that's it, right?
I think that's about it. So that brings us to the end of this week. Other than I guess Saturday we got our picks and everything like that.
Yeah. Look out for the new Hope and Pray parlay as well.
Yeah, we'll see if we can finally get one. Yeah. Like I said, I set them up.
You were close to.
I was so close.
I do.
I was so close.
Josh Allen got he got 2.
I got 2. If I'd have switched and just put Joe Mixon for 1 and Josh Allen 2.
There's so many touchdowns I was right about that I should have played.
Yeah.
This was my week. It really was. I was yeah, I think it's easy to tell this week.
But that's why I set up the Hope and Pray parlays the way I do. Because if you hit 1 in 2 years, you made a good amount of money. You're only putting up $10 on most of them, and you make a year's worth of pick up.
Pull out.
That's not what I meant. meant to say put up.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know.
You haven't won one yet.
Well, and I hope it's coming in the next
and
year.
And you pray about it,
I got close this week, and we're going to hope and pray that it hits on the next week.
Yep, exactly.
So, go ahead and
hit that like
button. Hit that notification bell to let you know when we put new stuff up. Comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Comment on the Twitter. Comment on our Instagram.
And share it with people. People you know, love, kind of like, don't like it all. I don't care. Go ahead and do it.
We'll see y'all next week. All right? Peace.